My parents told me to stop chasing art. Now they brag about me to their friends. When my parents told me that art won't pay the bills, I believed them, until my paintings started selling for more than their annual income. Growing up, I was that kid who drew on everything, my notebooks, the walls, even the back of my father's tax papers once. My mom used to sigh and say, "You're creative, but creativity doesn't buy groceries." My dad wanted me to be an engineer. You know, the kind of career that made sense at family gatherings when aunties asked, "Beta, what are you studying?" So, out of guilt and pressure, I enrolled in mechanical engineering. But I hated every second of it. The formulas, the labs, the soulless assignments. I'd sneak out to sketch in the campus park instead of attending lectures. I was miserable, and they called it being lazy. When I failed 2 semesters in a row, my father's words hit like a hammer. "Enough of your nonsense, Caleb. Art is a hobby, not a career." So I left home. Not out of rebellion, but out of desperation. I took a tiny rented room and got a job at a cafe, sketching customers for tips in between shifts. I posted my work online just for fun. Portraits, surreal scenes, emotions I couldn't put into words. Slowly, people started noticing. One post went viral. Then another. A local gallery reached out asking to feature my work. I thought it was a scam, until I walked in and saw my paintings framed under spotlights. That first exhibition changed everything. I sold 3 pieces in a single night. One of the buyers was a designer who commissioned me for a global campaign. Within a year, I had enough to quit the cafe, rent a proper studio, and live entirely off my art. My parents didn't congratulate me, though. They said, "Good for you, but don't get carried away." Then came the twist. A major art magazine featured my story, from rejection to recognition, the self-taught artist making waves in Asia. They used a full-page photo of me standing beside my abstract piece titled, "The Voices That Said No." Guess who called me that night? My mom. Her voice trembled with excitement. "Beta, I just saw your picture. Your Kala sent it to me. Everyone's talking about you." For a moment, I felt the old sting of resentment. The same people who told me to stop chasing art were now bragging about their artist son. But I just smiled and said, "I'm glad you're proud, Mom." A few weeks later, I visited home after years. My dad greeted me at the door, wearing that awkward half-smile of someone who doesn't know how to say sorry. Inside, their living room wall had a massive framed newspaper article of me. Right next to it, my first ever painting, the one they once called a waste of time. My father poured tea for me himself and said, "You know, we always knew you had talent." I laughed quietly. Not in arrogance, but in peace. I finally understood. They weren't villains, just afraid. They came from a generation where survival mattered more than dreams. Now, when my mom calls, it's usually to say, "Caleb, my friend wants a painting for her living room." I told her my son's art is very expensive. And honestly, that's the sweetest revenge I never had to plan.